Molly Carmel, and this is the podcast I always wish existed. A bite sized, on the ground spiritual note that can shift your thinking and your outlook on life to help make us all a little bit more awake, alive, and ascending. Well, 'tis the season, and I want to talk about my favorite holiday. I know I'm a couple of days late, Valentine's Day. And I want to talk about why making it into my own has really changed so much for me. So Valentine's Day is my favorite holiday. I'm not a Christmas girl. I'm not a Thanksgiving girl, the eating disorder and all. Not really a 4th of July girl, lots of lines. I'm not really a crowd person. So, anyway, I know that might sound surprising. As you well know, I have a very non-traditional love life. I'm recently single. I don't have children, although I have 8 godchildren. So, by all of these standard metrics that the world uses to measure this particular holiday, roses, romantic dinners, jewelry, the cards from your kids, I really shouldn't love it, right? I should actually be one of those like galentines that dread the holiday, and I should feel completely left out. But I don't because I made this holiday mine. Because, like, here's the thing. I really, really, really love love. I love my people. I love connection. I love reminding the people in my life and the people outside of my life that they really matter to me. So every year, my favorite thing to do is handwrite Valentines. And I'm not talking like 5 or 10. I mean, if you know me, more is more. I'm talking 80 to 100 Valentines. I rate them to my friends. I rate them to the people I love. I rate them to my godchildren. I rate them to people who I think might need a reminder that they matter. And then, whew, I send them out into the world. And honestly, sending them is the greatest feeling that I have all year. I'm not exaggerating. It's literally my best feeling. I mean, it's a haul. It's a stressful haul. But when I put those bad boys into the mailbox, oh my gosh, it's just the most love I feel in a year. I just know that I'm spreading love to everyone. And a lot of people are really surprised by it and really touched by it because, like, we're grown-ups and they're not expecting a Valentine. And they're not expecting to be told that they matter like after the new year and after Christmas and before Easter. You know what I mean? And there it is in their mailbox. So that's my Valentine's Day. And that's really what the holiday means to me. So I don't wait for someone to give me flowers, and I don't sit around hoping a romantic partner is going to make my day special. I just asked myself, I think like, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, what would make this holiday feel good to me? Like, what version of this would I actually want to participate in? And then I did that. And it's great. And today's pocket sage it's not a book. It's just a quote I found. It's a quote from Howard Thurman. And he's like this theologian, and he was actually like the spiritual advisor to Martin Luther King Jr. So high level spirituality, just like we have on the Daily Ascent. And he said, don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go do it. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. So let me read that for those of you in the back. Don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go do it. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. And I love that question. What makes you come alive? Not what the world says you should want, not the default version of anything. Like what lights us up? And for me, writing those Valentines makes me come alive and fills me with joy and purpose and connection. And that's, I don't know, kind of what the holiday needed from me, not my compliance with this traditional form, which literally would tell me to be depressed and longing, which I'm not interested in, but my aliveness. And so the word of the day today is redefining. Redefining is what happens when you stop accepting the default version of something and start creating a version that actually fits your life. It's a sister of acceptance. And listen, this world, let me tell you, we inherit so many ideas about how things are supposed to look. Holidays, families, relationships, success, weekends, birthdays. I mean, you name it. We have a supposed to in our culture. And so often we try to squeeze ourselves into those inherited shapes, and then we feel like utter failures when we don't fit. But like, what if the shape was never meant for you? What if you were always supposed to create your own? And so redefining isn't rejecting or bitter or cynical. I mean, I love Valentine's Day, right? It's just kind of creative. It's saying, I get to decide what this means to me, and I get to build something that works for my life, my future, my soul, my spirit. And the world hands us templates. It says Valentine's Day looks like this. Success looks like that. A good life has these ingredients, right? And when our lives don't match the template, we think something's wrong with us. I mean, I got bills and bills and bills from therapy overcoming this, right? And here's what I learned from that and from living this beautiful life. Maybe nothing's wrong. Maybe the template just wasn't made for you. I mean, I could spend every Valentine's Day feeling sad about what I don't have, or I could let the holiday remind me of all the ways that my life doesn't look like the Hallmark version, or I could opt out entirely and roll my eyes at the whole thing, the Hallmark holiday of it all, right? And pretend that I'm above it. But honestly, that's not how I feel about my life. And that's not who I want to be, right? So I just asked myself, I love love. Valentine's Day is about love. What would make me come alive? And like, you know, let's be real, ascenders, let's put it all on the table. The world needs a lot of love right now, like understatement of the Monday morning. Am I right? And that love comes from the bottom of your heart. And that is love that doesn't fit a traditional mold and shows up in very unexpected forms, sometimes big and sometimes small. And it really matters now more than ever. And a handwritten Valentine from a friend isn't less valuable than roses from a partner. I mean, we're not playing this game, but I might argue it's better. Just kidding. Like it might be more valuable. It's intentional, it's personal, and it says, I was thinking about you and you matter to me. And that, I think, is the kind of love the world is hungry for. Not the Instagram version or the commercialized version, but the real version, the version that comes from someone who showed up and decided to tell her people that they are loved. And listen, I think this is true for every area of our lives. We don't have to accept the default version of anything. Honestly, we shouldn't. Not holidays, not relationships, not careers, not weekends, not what rest looks like or productivity or what a good life looks like. You get to decide that. I get to decide that. And we get to create something that fits. This world does not need you to comply with its templates, like quite the opposite, my friends. The world needs you to come alive, just like we say in our daily ascent, right? Awake, alive, and ascending. And when you come alive, when you stop forcing yourself into these shapes, the shape shifting that was never meant for you, and you start building something that is, you don't just change your own experience, you give other people permission to do the same. And that's like a 1 + 1 = 4 proposition, my ascenders. So here's your reflective question for the day. What are you accepting the default version of that you could redefine to fit your actual life? And listen, if this episode landed for you, and I hope it did, can you please send it to someone who might need permission to redefine something in their own life? We're trying to bring all the ascenders in. I want to have a big ascender party next Valentine's Day. Who's in? Who's in? Well, I am. And I'm right here with you, learning to stop accepting default versions and start creating my own. We rise together. Until next time.